Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing today? Thank you for your kind subscription. Thank you for taking me to 500 subscribers. You guys are the absolute best. So on today's episode, I'll be giving you guys 10 cultural shock between Nigeria and Brazil. These cultural shocks are absolutely very shocking and very astonishing. These cultural shocks are absolutely amazing and very shocking. So let's get right into this video. Welcome back. First cultural shock we'll be talking about is the public display of affection that Brazilians are very well known for. But obviously PDA in Nigeria is very frowned upon, especially the religion aspect, very frowned upon. And then most people, even married people, no matter how old or how long their marriage has lasted, they usually do not always show public display of affection in general. This is super not allowed, and even amongst old couples they rarely show public display of affection. Unlike Brazilians, the PDA is like a requirement for you to even get into a relationship or into any entanglement, so you must be willing to show a PDA if you are in an entanglement with anyone here in Brazil. And also, the first time you meet a Brazilian, you are expected to give them a kiss. Like or not, you have to give them a kiss. So when you're going on a date, you should put that in mind. Number two, in each restaurant, the foods are being weighed. In various restaurants here in Brazil, the foods are being weighed. So when you go into restaurants, you see variety of food from expensive to normal food, and then you have access to everything. You don't just stay in one side because you don't have enough money to buy like the expensive, all those all the expensive food, all those seafood and the rest. So you don't just avoid them because you can't buy them. No, they believe that everyone has the right to access of food, so you just weigh whatever it is that you took. So unlike Nigeria, you don't weigh your food, you buy food according to how expensive they are. You understand? You go for your pocket. You don't overdo. If you know you cannot afford seafood, you avoid buying it. But here they have access to every food. You only weigh the food after you've bought the food. So number three is electronic devices are super expensive to acquire in Brazil. And unlike Nigeria, everybody, in fact even children, have access to iPhone and iPad and other gadgets. But here in Brazil, it is super expensive because of the high tax rates that the government has imposed on the Brazil is also one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive country that imports Apple devices. So to buy an iPhone here in Brazil, you will buying it for 74% more expensive than in the US, the producer of iPhone. So if you come to Brazil and with the hope that you're going to be getting an iPhone, any iPhone at all, the latest, the oldest, whichever one, you have to put it in mind that you'll be getting it at least for a very expensive price. You'll be getting it for like double the price of dollars that is being sold in the US and other countries. So come with your own iPhone from your own country. Number four is the electricity outlet in Brazil is quite different from the one in Nigeria. The electricity outlet in Brazil here is type N, and then the one in Nigeria is type G and type D. They do not use the same thing. So if you come to Brazil with no adapter, you would be stranded. You will not be able to use your charger to plug your phones or to call somebody emergency or something and your phone goes off. You'll be stranded. So if you're coming to Brazil, you have to come with your own adapter because the electricity outlet they use here is different. The socket is different from at least the general ones everyone uses toilets internationally, especially the ones in Nigeria. Number five is that you cannot flush toilet papers in the water closet in Brazil. Yes, there's always usually a small bucket beside the water closet, beside the toilet, where you are supposed to throw in your toilet paper after use. Unlike Nigeria, we throw our toilet paper into the water closet and flush it. The reason why you do not throw tissue paper or paper towel into the water closet of Brazilian toilets is because they said it gets clogged and then it disrupts their drainage system. So you do not want that for them to. In Nigeria, it doesn't happen like that. Nothing gets clogged. You flush and then you keep it moving. You don't store toilet paper inside the dustbin by the toilet. Number six is there are graffiti designs everywhere in Brazil. If you go to Sao Paulo especially, you see very tall buildings and they have graffitis all over it. I don't know, sometimes I wonder how people were able to get up there just to draw graffiti on them. They have murals here in Brazil, graffiti murals everywhere here in Brazil. There's a drawing somewhere on the bridge, and everywhere there's a drawing. So it's very different from Nigeria. We do not have such thing in Nigeria. It's not a culture like here in Brazil. It's a culture, like a thing. It's on every building, it's on every store, it's on everywhere you go to, you see a graffiti mural. Number eight is that when you go to the beach, you are expected to come almost half naked. You would be weird looking if you come and then you are fully clothed, or if you are not in your bikini and your swimsuit and bikini most especially. Unlike in Nigeria, you see people wear agbada, like fully clothed, and then they go to the beach. They don't want to expose themselves. They wear bomb shorts. The least that they can do that looks like exposure is like wearing bomb shorts and maybe your swimming trunk inside the bomb shorts and wearing one long kimono. That's Nigerian style. But here in Brazil, strictly bikini, tongue, and your bikini is even their levels, their grades to bikini, because Brazilian bikini grade is the tongue, it's just one line covering your pussy area and your breast area, and that's very, very different from where I come from. Number nine is the decimal placement is very different. Let me explain it to you. So if I am to write 2,500 and 0 kobo, the normal international standard is that you use comma and then a dot at the end to show the zeros at the end of the figure. The thousands, the hundreds, and then the tens. You have a point there that shows the tens. But in Brazil, it's the opposite. The point is where the thousand is. So the comma is where the tens are. I don't know if you understand, but on my screen, I hope you can see it. The exchange is the opposite way of doing things. They put their own comma at the end of it, so you might get confused when you come in and you'll be like, oh my god, I'm spending so much money. No, it's not so much money. It is their own style of writing or of inserting decimal points. It's very unique and very different. So for number 9, we have that they do not reject food in Brazil. If you are rejecting any offer of food or drinks, it's seen as a very rude behavior. They do not love it when people do that. So if you are being offered anything in Brazil, you might not want to take it, to drink it or to eat it, but you should accept it. It shows like a level of politeness and then not being weird. And on the contrary, in Nigeria, if you're accepting anything from anybody, it means that you are undisciplined or untrained or something. So we rarely accept gifts or anything from strangers, especially food and drinks. We don't accept from strangers in Nigeria. So in Brazil, when you go to salon, they offer you coffee, they offer you food. Sometimes you're expected to accept it, even if you do not drink it or eat it. Just accept and then drop it. It's like that. But then to close this video is that Brazilians do not eat with their hands. Yeah, whatever it is they're eating, pizza, fries, chicken, whatever it is, they do not eat with their hands. On the contrary, we in Nigeria, we eat with our hands a lot. We have so many traditional food that involves us using our hands. Eba, amala. We do all those really traditional foods where we have to use our hands to eat them. So in Brazil, no matter the food, they do not eat it with their hands. They always use a fork and knife, a cutlery. So that's a very big shock to us. Even sometimes when you go to the mall and then you are eating your fries, dipping it inside your sauce or mayonnaise and then using your fingers, you might get some stares like so they do not do it here in Brazil, using fingers to eat. On the contrary, in my country, we do use finger to eat. So if you're Brazilian or a Nigerian and you have any contributions to this video that I've made, kindly drop them in the comment section and let's all learn together. Thank you guys for watching. Kindly subscribe and share this video. Thank you guys and ciao.